Hello everyone, this is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, June 17th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly swing trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names from our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some relative strength, and ideally are not yet too extended in their move. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to their stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So we got 4 names we are looking at today, 2 from IBD's watch list, 2 from our watch list. 1 is a current position we have on. So let's jump into it. The first here is TradeWeb. This is TW, ticker symbol TW. This comes from IBD's watch list, and this comes from specifically started as their from their IPO watch list. It actually might still, it's been over a year, so it might be off the IPO list, but this is where originally I found this idea last year, but you can see it's had some strong performance to say the least. Off of the March lows, it's up approximately 90%. And if we look a little bit closer at this activity here, you can see that it is finally starting to consolidate a little bit. It's kind of holding in above the $60 area here, which is kind of where I would like to see this stock continue to base and hold above. That would be the ideal kind of upper level momentum as I sort of frame it out in my mind. If it can stay above this $60, and in fact, if it can just base and find support here for another week or so, that sets it up for a more sort of explosive potential continuation pattern in the future. We'll see if that actually happens, but TW here consolidating off of its highs of around $69 that it made just a couple of weeks ago. I like it. Wouldn't mind to see a little more consolidation here. Let it settle in, and then as it starts to either bounce off of the support or start to clear above some of these pivots up here around $66 or $69, I think that gets interesting once again for this trend to continue to the upside. So that's the first name there. It's TW from IBD's watch list, and the second name is another young IPO coming from their watch list. So again, specifically the IPO list that they curate. This here obviously has very limited trade history right now, and to be completely honest, I don't do a tremendous amount of very early listed public company trading like this, but when I do, or the things that I do look for is that immediate kind of push to the upside. In other words, after a company issues and IPOs, if we do get that favorable sort of price action out of those first few days to the upside, that tells me at least that there's that immediate interest. It was priced, I guess we'll say successfully or attractive, loosely anyhow, because it did kind of jump to the upside. And now that this is basing out here, it had this kind of initial impulse leg higher. It's pulled back a little bit. It seems to be settling in here. Remember, it's a lightly traded stock and it's a brand new issue, so this obviously has inherent elevated risks in it. So do your homework, make sure this fits what you're looking to trade and your risk profile. But NARI, just a really young IPO name, which probably isn't on a tremendous amount of radars right now to pay attention to. And again, if it can start resolving this consolidation to the upside, you could get an explosive quick winner here after a recent IPO. So that is the second name from IBD's watch list. Number 2 or number 3, and this is the first from our watch list, is ticker symbol CATS, CATS. This is actually an open position that we've had on, and we did in fact scale some profit in this today. So let's kind of break this down. So if we look here at this particular name, it's in the healthcare space. If we zoom out here, you can see it was really a sleeping sort of giant here for some time. It went sideways from May to almost May, in fact, for a full year, basically moving sideways here. It had this period of volatility with the market in March, and then it just really kind of soared to the upside, and soared is a understatement, 300% move in about 5 weeks. It's a tremendous move here for this company. It topped out around $32, pulled back into the 20s, so basically got a 42% pullback. Remember, if you want to jump up 300% in a straight line, 40% correction is kind of par for the course if you want to enjoy those types of upside gains. Now, we got involved in this. This is our Merlin trading strategy. Got involved in this right around 18. I think it was actually under 18. So to say the least, we got a good fill in here near the lows. This was a couple of weeks ago. And the strategy sometimes could be said that it's not for the faint of heart, because it does like to buy that support. And a lot of people are uncomfortable without having the confirmation. And so when we look at this week's action now, you're starting to get that confirmation. So if we look here at the weekly bar of CATS, notice that this week it's up 10% so far, and it is starting to clear above the past 3 weeks highs. And basically those past 3 weeks have really just been not quite inside weeks, but just really kind of stagnant sideways weeks. So you could be getting here a week one sort of rotation up on the weekly chart after a very orderly pullback here, and a healthy pullback given the 300% move from March. So this is why it is newly highlighted here, because it could just be getting going if you're interested on this longer term move. And of course we are as well. So we did get involved in this under 18. I think 1794 was our exact fill. We sold some today at 2206. So we sold half of our position there, and the rest is going along for the ride. So our second half is looking for a higher profit target up towards these prior highs. Stop losses in around our entry point now. So we are sticking with the position. The second half, we've booked some gains, locked in about a 23% gain, and we're looking to just see if this can continue to ride and break out here. Good volume coming in today as it tries to clear the highs, looking for a strong close, and this could potentially be a nice continued winner for us. So have the position on, looking sold half, looking to ride that second half, and again starting to get that confirmation now, especially as we looked on the weekly chart. And by the way, the Merlin strategy is open for 14-day free trials, so there's no commitment there if you're interested in it. If this type of setup and this type of trading is something that you're doing or could be interesting to you, you can check it out. I'll link it out above right now. Our last name for today is Blackline, BL, ticker symbol BL. This comes from our watch list. So this one here in the software space, if we zoom out here, you can see has been just on a very strong run to the upside since 2017, since its IPO. Particularly since March, it's certainly been up about 100%, so a double off of the March lows. And take a look at the volume that has come in here over the past 5, 6, 7 weeks. Just lots of accumulation volume or heavy volume on strong up days, which is what you'd like to see. And when we look specifically a little bit closer now, you can see that Blackline has basically, kind of moved sideways here and developed a nice little base. It's a little bit short term at this point, but basically, if this can continue to kind of hang in here again at that upper level momentum over $70, this could turn into a nice continuation pattern. You can see it's back at resistance right now. Hasn't quite cleared to all-time highs again, but looking strong, good strong uptrend in its back, and just generally good technicals all around. So BL, that's the last setup there coming from our watch list. So that's what I got for everyone today. 4 names, a couple of different looks, some IPOs, some young issues there, and hopefully, again, you find something that you're interested in. Do your homework. Make sure all of these names fit your strategy, your market context, and what you're looking to achieve. That's it for me. Thanks so much, as always, for tuning in and watching. We'll be back on Friday with the weekly weekend recap.